Hello, everybody. Hello, John. How are you today?
What's going on, Charlie boy?
We are once sans Joseph because he's busy today. That's okay. Everybody, he's all right. He just couldn't make it in time to record, so we're with John and Eugenia, John's wife. Say hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
That's so crazy. It's anonymity, though. Don't say her last name. Don't say her last name. So
they're never gonna put two and two together.
how was your New Year's, guys?
It's great.
Yeah, what did you
Absolutely,
do?
yeah,
What
it
did you
was
do,
good.
John?
Well, started out.
Well, we were together on New
Yeah,
Year's
we
Eve,
were
right? For a little while. Went to a couple meetings.
Yeah, I got up early.
Oh wait, you did your midnight meeting.
When the ball dropped, that was it. If I'm at the
Did you?
meeting, yeah.
And how do you feel about that, Eugenia, with your husband in sobriety? That you miss certain things. I'm going to throw you right into this, by the way. So now that now that we actually have someone finally that's not in sobriety,
An addict
or an addict, a normie as we call him.
Earthling.
So how is life? How is your holiday without your husband being there, like when the ball dropped? So,
Well, that's an interesting question. And of course, I want him next to me.
right.
But at the end of the day, if he wasn't sober, he wouldn't be next to me. So I champion him to do what he's got to do to stay sober, because at the end of the day, it's better for me, my family, and him.
100%. And
Yeah.
it's funny too because he was at. I don't know what you did. I worked yesterday, so when I caught up with you, John, we did two
You
or
did
three meetings maybe.
Yeah. You did like
After
a
6.
triple decker.
But you were there during the day as well, right?
Yeah, I was there from 6 to 4 ish, and then I left, went home, hung out with the family.
Right.
For a couple hours, like 5-6 hours, and then that's a nice
Then I
jump
met you,
around,
yeah.
8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, something like that.
And I was too tired to even stay for your meeting. I made
that's
you
all right.
drive me home first.
Yeah, that's all right. So we did the 9 to 10, and the 10 to 11, and then I dropped you. Yeah, then I dropped you back off at your house.
You
And
went
then,
back to
well, I
bed.
stopped back at 11:30. I stopped back at my house to see my wife, obviously.
Oh,
give
you
her a
did
kiss
stop
before.
home. You did stop home before you went back.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
so
good.
I
I
stopped
got
back,
my,
give her a little 11:30 at
11:30
night.
kiss.
And then we're back to the meeting and
That's awesome.
chilled at the meeting. Yeah, you fit it in where you can. I'm not one of those guys that took everything from the program and then just turned my back on it.
No, and I was actually going to mention that too. Like, I don't know how much you know of John's presence in AA, but he's always at. First of all, everyone knows him.
Of course.
That's weird.
Yeah,
It's 'cause I'm there all the time.
and like even at the meetings we were at yesterday, like he's always saying something that's touching somebody somehow, even if it's someone he doesn't know, if it's different people. And then you also see John too, when now that we've been going to meetings a lot for a while now, like you notice something will hit John that someone else is saying. So he puts a lot into it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he
and brings
sure
a lot
does.
to the table for us.
He sure does. I think that when you're as enthusiastic about maintaining that sobriety and maintaining that level of commitment to it, that it's hard not to touch somebody. But at the same time, he's always open to receiving. And I think a lot of that came from Billy, rest his soul. But to be open, never stop learning, and he doesn't. He never stops learning.
Well, that's definitely true too, because John always mentions that too. Like, there's always, I mean, I'm only doing this for a short period of time, but there's always something you pick up. Like, oh shit, I can't even remember last night. Something really, that woman said something. Shit, I can't remember the woman from Desirado. When I said I've seen her like that.
Yeah.
She said something. I'm like, oh shit, that's a great point. Like, it happens a lot. You know what I mean?
But you're open to receiving those things, so
Right.
they're more prevalent and they hit you in a different way.
Yeah.
It's nice.
When you have an open mind. I was very close-minded for many years. My way or the highway. It's this is it. This is the 2 plus 2 is 4. This is why. I knew what I knew. It just as factual as that.
Yeah, you can't deviate from your thought
This
process.
is it. This is
Yeah,
it.
I was the
So
same way. I mean, most addicts are, I guess, right? But
yeah.
yeah, it
We're
was.
defiant. It's our way.
even if your way was wrong, you always thought you got the right answer.
Yeah.
How you got there.
Yeah, that's the narcissist coming
Right,
out.
exactly.
It was my way. I knew
Yeah,
everything.
you guys are good at that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we try.
Thank you.
We try.
But on the flip side, you could take that turn it into a positive. My Pollyanna attitude. There's always a positive to every negative. So.
Oh, no wonder you were.
She's good.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Good for you. Your serenity's very high. I like it. So I hope everyone had a good New Year. It was definitely tough getting through. You know, now that it's over, I'll just tell you because you're my sponsor. I should have probably told you this before here, but I hate the holidays.
Really?
I was just I just cannot wait till they're done. Always.
The holidays or New Year's?
New Year's and Christmas. I don't know why. I spent a lot of Christmases alone over the last 10 years. For some reason, I was married, but in like a very toxic relationship where we were broken up. We'd always be broken up at Christmas time.
Yeah,
I
that's
always
tough.
ended up spending Christmas alone, and at the time, obviously, I wasn't good with my kids. This year, it just sucked. My kids had COVID, but not that, like I said, not that there's no drinking or thought process involved in like using again. I just don't like which is sad. I was thinking about it yesterday. I'm like, I was in bed at like 11 o'clock after you dropped me off.
Yeah.
My head is so sad that I like can't wait till these days are over. It's just a weird scenario.
I guess I'll be writing another 4
Yeah, you know. Yeah. But yeah, I realized it last night. I'm like, wow, what the like it was just not something I wanted to even. Not that I was bothered by it, you know what I'm saying? It just I didn't want to. I'm like, all right, tomorrow's another fucking day. Who cares?
Right.
You know what I mean, I just got to now remember to write 23 instead of 22. That's what I got to worry about. You know what I mean? But yeah, I did dwell on that last night. Like, wow, you were just miserable during the holidays. Because I know I wasn't myself yesterday entirely, and I wasn't on Christmas either.
We'll get there's something deep down in there.
Yeah,
It's just I'm tired of being. I guess I'm tired of being alone on the holiday. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know what it is.
So maybe try to make something positive out of that. So Christmas for me, I'm a much better, I gotta be careful with what I say. I'm a much better giver than I am a receiver.
Excellent.
Yes.
Wait, easy, John.
Yeah, that's what
Have
I.
a little respect,
Well,
John.
pump the
You know,
brakes there, fella.
your husband still is a child, right? Just so you know.
He's my 6th child,
Yeah,
for
there you
sure. For sure. How many kids do you have? 6.
And I'm not the oldest, apparently.
But I feel like, again, there's that Pollyanna syndrome coming out again that I always seem to embellish. But if the holidays suck for you, and I mean, and this goes for everybody, instead of making it about something that you think it's supposed to be,
Right.
make it about something that switches up what your thought process was initially. So, for instance, going to a soup kitchen and giving back to people who really don't have anybody either. So it almost makes you feel like there's this purpose that you have that you're able to give back, which is really what the whole season is about.
Point of it is, yeah.
Right. You know, we're celebrating little baby Jesus and this little, 2.5 pound baby Jesus. You know, and
I like my Jesus in the manger.
you know, like you're flipping it around instead of, dwelling on what this thought of it is supposed to be.
Well,
Make it your own.
what I would say is this. I'm usually, let's say, depressed during the holidays.
But there's a reason for that depression.
That didn't happen this time.
Well, that's good.
Because I kept myself busy going to meetings and stuff.
Right.
But I still had that anxiety of like, I just want this over.
Right. But do you think that if you did something where you were
I mean-
consumed with helping somebody else,
probably.
you wouldn't have had time to think about that.
Correct.
Yeah, so...
I mean, this is definitely the first time I felt, I wasn't like, fucking Christmas
Right.
again. You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
I
But it's
wasn't
always
like
like that little
But it
lingering...
was just like, all right,
yeah.
enough's enough. And then
Bah, humbug.
You go to the store, and the day after this Valentine's Day shit up, you're like, Jesus Christ, what's going on? Stop with the fucking holidays. I'm 5 minutes, sorry.
No.
But yeah, so, again, I wasn't, I put myself in the right place during the holidays on purpose.
That's it.
And I felt better this time, like I said. It just, unfortunately, I couldn't see my kids for the holiday because of COVID.
yeah.
But that has nothing to do with it, That would have probably been a little bit better for me, but it is what it is. I obviously spoke to them.
Yeah, of course.
But Yeah, so yeah, that's something I would have talked to you about, and then I'm like, you know what, it's not that big a deal. Because it was, in the past, it was a lot worse for me. You know what I mean? And then, like, you know, I'd be like, I'm not coming. I'm not going.
I'm not going.
You know what I mean? Like that. And, well, if I was invited. I was only invited the last couple of years.
When we'll put paper to pen and we'll figure this out.
Yeah,
we'll figure this out.
I mean, everything's cool, but
So your
besides
program.
that,
That's what's so great about having a program is.
Yeah.
We'll just do it on the 4th.
Yeah.
Okay, well. You
Right,
know,
right. You
we
continue
know,
to do
like
it, I
even
get it.
Gina was saying, like she's like, go to the soup kitchen. Yep, that's our 12th step. We're helping others. You know,
yeah,
like
it's
Right.
100%.
so it's
100%.
nice to know. You know, you can keep your mind focused on these 12 things opposed to, you know, what do I do? Like, you know, we have a guideline.
Right.
We have rules we can follow to help get us through life. You know.
I'm just pondering what questions I want to ask your wife. So.
Well, I'll tell you right now. You want questions? It's funny because people, you know, when you start to go and you share in your meetings and you're speaking and you're talking, you're going all over the place. You know, I always tell people, I can. My wife used to call me the master manipulator. I could sell ice to an Eskimo.
Or
We
manipulate
all
the
did
ass up
that,
a rhino.
You know, yeah.
I got
so,
you. Some are better than others.
So I can
obviously.
stand in front of a meeting and talk all the nonsense I want and spat all these quote unquote gems and we're doing it. Look at this guy knows the book, and that's great. You really want to know if we recover from this disease? You speak to my wife. Don't ask me if
And he said
you
that
speak to
in
my
meetings.
wife.
He says it all
Because
the
she'll
time.
be the one. She ain't gonna lie. She'll tell you, oh no, he's still a JO, or he's. That's the one who you want to hear from. It's the family. That's the ones who suffer the most from our disease. Or the ones
Correct.
who don't have
That's
it.
why I was sitting here
So-
figuring out what I want to ask.
Yeah, you go to the family. You go. That's the one. Don't. I'm speaking tomorrow actually up in Port Jeff. Forget me. Go ask my wife to speak. She'll tell you if the program works.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's funny. I mentioned that once before. I don't know if I mentioned it here or if I mentioned it at a meeting. But when I met you, I'm like, "Oh, you have a beautiful home." She's like, "That's the gifts of sobriety." I'm
Gifts
like,
of sobriety.
Damn. Even his
Yeah,
wife
you
says
know,
it.
we wouldn't have anything if if the tornado kept turning.
Right.
You know, it was definitely.
Hey, am I the tornado?
You
Yeah,
were
yeah.
Okay.
certainly
She's
the
talking about you.
tornado. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But you know what? Like, if we didn't go through those times either, here's the thing. This man is just. I mean, I don't know if he's the exception or the rule or whatever, but I saw something in him that was worth fighting for. So it was, I know that this person has the heart. I know that I could champion him, and he's going to be the person that he, most importantly, deserves to be,
Right.
but B, who I in turn and our children in turn deserve to have. So that was really the fuel to my fire in sticking by him. Although, geez, I left 75 times, but you gotta, smack him in the face a little bit to wake him up. But at the end of the day,
And she did smack me in the face a couple times.
sure.
yeah, there's a few times you needed a good
Don't worry,
smack.
half of them he doesn't remember.
But I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. But yeah, he's definitely a gem, and he has come a long way, and it's nice. It's a nice feeling. Even with our home, our kids, it's my mantra, the gifts of sobriety. I walk into my salon, and it's the gifts of sobriety. I wouldn't have that place if it wasn't for him working the program, and really allowing the program to work for him as well. If anybody out there is doubting whether or not it works, I could assure you, it works.
Yeah. I mean, well,
It works. If you work it, it works.
John's that guy. Like I said,
Yeah.
Even when you're in rooms, it's they.
Yeah.
You want everyone. There'll be people that will just say, "Oh, you want to know how to stay sober? Talk to that."
Talk to that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always
Yeah.
you hear that a lot.
Because he really works the program.
He
But
also
when
gets
you-
on your ass when you're not working the program.
Yeah. Well, if he sees something in you
Isn't it?
that
It's not a bad thing. But.
no, it's definitely not a bad thing. But he's also, if you're not the guy who he sees has the potential to work the program, there's only so much. I could lead you to the water and I could give
Correct.
you all the steps, but there's only so far I'm going to take you because I can't let you take me with you. I'm going to pull you up, but I could not rest assured you're not going to pull me down. And that's his mentality. And I think that, you know, he's really good at it. There's not many things that he's not good at. And I'm not sitting here like, oh, you know, it's a biased way. But he does. He's very good at most things. If you want it bad enough, you could have it. It's a choice that you have to make and decide. You got to decide.
Well, it's a perfect example of what this life brings you when you decide to make that decision.
When you decide to make that decision. And it's not
yeah,
an easy
it's like-
decision. Jesus.
No, it's not.
There were many a
Years.
nights, years, anxiety. I'm down to 95 pounds, stressing, chasing him, yanking him out of cars. Like, I could tell you stories that'll pull your hair back. But,
Yeah,
you
you don't have to tell them all
You don't
that.
no, but you know, like,
No,
it's,
but well, I tell you, I could just rage, violence,
Yeah.
you know, abusive, like verbal abuse, and it just when you're inactive and you're in denial and you don't know. I mean, cops and it's chaotic. You know the deal. I mean, I tell the stories.
But
it's chaotic.
here's the thing too, like if we didn't go through those things, we wouldn't be able to appreciate what we have now and appreciate what this whole sobriety and reading the big book and
What it
that
does,
journey, we wouldn't appreciate where we are now.
2 wives.
Yeah, so my
Yeah,
the
that's an amazing chapter.
Wow.
If there's
That's it.
anybody out there, again, who have your wife read the book. Have your wife read the book.
Well,
the chapter
unless
on
you're
the
a
two
wife.
wives.
And then this is wrong. The spouse of the
The
alcoholic.
spouse of the
should-
alcoholic
and she
should
read it. She
absolutely
read
read
2
that
wives.
chapter. I did.
Yeah.
And it's funny, at first when I read it, I was like, are they kidding me right now with this chapter? Like, I'm supposed to
it's-
sit by and shut up and just let him and blah. But you know what? I had this conversation this afternoon actually about the choices that we're making and the things that we expect and the answers that we need. And it wasn't until after I read that chapter, because I needed answers. I wanted to know why you did this, why you did that, how come you did this, blah, blah, blah. And it was, you're never going to get those answers. Those answers are not going to come.
right.
They're just not going to come. You need to be able to let bygones be bygones and say, okay, today, moving forward, this is the person that I see, and we're going to take the next step. If I live in the past and I keep asking for those past, I could sit there and ask for past questions all the time. It's not going to resolve anything within me. It's probably going to spark another argument, because now here I am bringing and reliving all of that animosity that I had at that moment.
Right.
But for what? For what? It doesn't do anybody any good. It's not going to help him. It's not going to help you. Today's a new day. We're not guaranteed tomorrow. Enjoy today. Today's a new day. We have every day is a chance for a fresh start, and let's do it.
One day at a time.
One day at a time.
I mean, no one wants to be reminded of their shit.
No, but you know what? Me,
But you do have to.
what do you guys call me? The normie.
Normie.
Me, the normie.
Yes.
Right? We are not thinking that way. I wanted to know
Of cour-
why. And for the
of
longest
course.
time, it was
No,
like,
no, I
why
get it.
can't we talk about this? I need to know why you did that. And it's like, I'm beating a dead horse. I'm beating a dead horse.
But
And
yeah.
it took me a lot to say, like, shut up. Just let's
Yeah, yeah,
live
no, I
for
got it.
today. It's
What
not
happened
easy.
happened
It's
or
not
whatever,
easy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Time. The answer is time.
Time.
No,
And just
understood.
time. As long as you keep doing the next right thing.
Always.
Time.
Yeah.
Time is all it takes. You can't go back and be a big banana. You got to keep doing the next right thing.
No, I mean, yeah. So, I mean, that's just.
Listen, I tell you, for me, like, I was a very controlling, you know, because of my ego and pride, and you know, I had some fear kind of involved with that as well. You know, so I hindered her. Like, it's weird when you finally let the bird go and you can see it flying. You know, like that's
Right,
the way
right.
I can describe it. Because I held my wife back for a long time. You know, she worked always. You know, she worked from home. We have 5 kids, for crying out loud. But she's very ambitious. She was always on like a hustler. Always like, let's go, like on the grind. Why stay here if we can keep moving forward? Like, why only make $100,000 a year if we can make 200? Like,
Right, of course.
she's a go getter. You know. And I stunted that. I stopped that. I didn't allow that.
Ego.
Yeah, like I wouldn't allow that to go any further. I was comfortable right here. So when the time came and I had a little bit of sobriety, and my sponsor was like, you know, and she ended up, she likes that like I was telling you last time, what do you call that? She likes, what do you like? What is that thing called? With the body, taking care of girls, the faces, and all that stuff.
Aesthetics.
Yeah, that stuff. Whatever the heck do you call it? I don't know, but it's something about thing. No, that's what she is.
An esthetician.
No, when you call it like body work or something. I don't know. There's a word. I'm still sick.
Anyway, it's
I'm
me
still
and
sick.
Jack today.
No, it's a word. It's a
You
word.
hang out with Jack too much anymore.
There's a word I was looking for, you banana.
I got you.
But anyway, so she ended up going back to school to like pursue this. Like all that happened in sobriety.
Better her career.
Yeah, but there was a word I was looking for, and it's not esthetician, and that's what you are. But there's a word I was looking for.
I got you.
It'll come at 3:00 in the morning. I'll call you. I'll tell you what it was.
Oh,
Bing.
But then she went back to school. We opened up a salon. You know, she like all these things that
Because the
happen.
fear of the unknown of
Yeah.
what she wants to do, now you have less control as an addict.
Right, and there
So
was
now-
also that money piece too. Well, if
Well, yeah,
I
that
give her
helps.
the money to do this, then
I can't do
I
this.
can't do this.
We didn't have a joint. My paycheck went into my account. We're married for years. We're together for years. That's how bad it was. Like it wasn't until I got sober where we actually had, okay, my money's gonna go in our joint account now. Like,
And you let her pay the bills, I hope.
yeah.
Yeah, well, that's normal. That's
normal.
That's called a
right?
marriage.
Yeah. Well, someone didn't tell me, but that's how crazy I am. Like,
No, I
that's
get
how,
it. I get
like
it.
controlling and pride filled I was, and
I've done that
know,
too. I've done that.
So it's like I wasn't the nicest person on the planet, and
No,
I became. I am becoming. You don't become. I'm growing. I'm learning. I'm trying to live a different life. Of course, still, I don't want. Listen, they say God's blessings are endless, and I want all the gifts He's willing to give me. I'm going to keep doing this thing. If I'm where I am today, and because I don't forget my last outing, and I can look back and I remember those arguments and the fighting and the financial chaos and that's one of the biggest driving. Like the biggest flames I have that fuel my fire of recovery is I don't ever want to go back there.
Gotcha.
I don't want to feel like that again. I don't want to make my wife or my kids feel like that again. I want to keep moving forward. So I don't stop.
When I was married to my the mother of my, I don't really count my second marriage, but
I think the law does.
Yeah, it was so short-lived and it was terrible, so toxic. But the mother of my kids, like verbal abuse. My mother used to be like at my house, and I'd just be like, "Listen, you see," and then my mother would be like, "What did you just call your wife?" And she's like, that's my nickname."
Oh, jeez.
Like
Yeah.
she put up with all of that until, and it got worse and worse and worse. My progression, because now it was like I run the show here.
Of course.
You don't work.
Ego.
Like, I paid a bill. You just bought that? I bought that. You want that? Yeah. Okay. And then, again, stupid shit. I want a dining room set for $12,000. Yeah, go get it. And then I throw it in the face. You want that stupid fucking dining room set? I'm buying a fucking 70-inch TV for the bedroom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you throw shit in their face, and then it was always... But she was always okay with it. Because she knew it was an issue. She knew I had a drinking problem. She just thought it would stop. But my progression just got worse and worse. Until I just did the worst things I could possibly do to a woman. But she had no choice but to pack her shit and leave when I was at work.
Right.
So when I got home, I've told this story. I got home, I didn't even know she was gone for 3-4 hours. I went to go to bed. I'm like, where the hell is she with the kids? Like, this is weird, and they text, and then...
What a horrible mom. It's 10 o'clock at night. What the hell is she doing out?
And then, then the next day was probably... honestly, but I've said this in the past. I don't want to say too much on here, but I was relieved. I was like, she's not going to bother my drink anymore. She finally left. Like, it was like, like in my own mind, I was like, I was doing all this so she would fucking leave.
Right.
You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, I love her to death.
Because it hinders what your
I wanted
intention
to do.
was.
Correct,
right.
100%.
Absolutely.
I had
That's
the
with
same-
every addict.
I had the same,
now I
the
have
same
a
thing with me.
big, huge house that she's not there. Now I'm
Yeah.
going through a divorce. Now all of a sudden, I'm like, wait a minute, I can't keep this house.
Right. Reality sets
Like,
in.
I'm going to lose this fucking house. I bought this house, but I can't afford it anymore because she's not here anymore.
Right.
And then things got I'm like, oh shit, what the hell's going
Well,
on?
even if she didn't work, because you don't realize, and I think a lot of, just in general, not that I want to sit here and play marriage counselor.
No,
but
yeah.
in general, I think, you know, for a long time I stayed home too. Like, I was always very ambitious. I always needed to do something. I had to, you know, whatever. John already touched on that. But and I think a lot of yous, just people in general in relationships, they don't realize.
What'd you say? The Utes?
The youths. the two youths. Yeah. But you don't realize that me staying home with those kids allowed you
To do
go
everything.
and make
Oh,
that money.
100%.
If you didn't have me cooking and cleaning and doing the bills and washing your ass and your laundry and this and that, the other thing, that wouldn't happen anyway.
The funny thing is, she had a job. She was making 200 plus, and then when she got pregnant, I'm like, "You're not working no more. You're gonna stay home." Like I told her, "Don't worry about it. I'll cover on none."
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it was like, "You told me to stay home."
You
Fuck
told
you.
me.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But that's the controlling factor.
Yeah.
Again, she's a wonderful mother, a great person. I talk to her now. I had advice. I needed advice the other day, and I called her. And she's married and kids. And she just had a baby. Crazy.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
But we're
co-parents.
we're good with each other now.
Yeah.
I cannot believe. I'll tell you right now. I would never. If I was her, I would never speak to me again for sure.
Yeah,
All
but
the shit I
again,
did.
when you have, we love you. We love you. That's why we let you do that to us, because we love you. There's something in you that we love. We hope to the Lord and baby Jesus that you're going to come around and wake up one day and be like, holy shit, I just destroyed you, and I'm sorry, and fall to my feet
You think
in
so?
apology. But we stick around because we love you. We want to see you succeed. It's just a matter of sometimes it takes too long and everybody has a breaking point. So if you could...
Oh, I found it.
Nip it in the butt. Yo,
Don't
you
worry,
found-
I found it.
No, I'm
I'm
saying
not
like
gonna
as
say
far,
what it was, but I found it.
As far as where the normies that
Yeah.
you call us are concerned, we have a breaking point.
Of course.
So if you
yeah,
pass
no, I
the
get it.
point of no return, then you pass the point of no return. Every newbie is, tolerance for that is,
It says in
It's
the book, we
different.
alcoholics pick the finest wives.
yeah.
And it's the truth.
And then what happened to me as I went on, I just tried to find someone I can control.
Right.
That was my whole thing. Like, all right, all my relationship, until I found my fucking nemesis. She got me.
You found your.
And my ex was like, you deserve everything you get.
Aw.
Thanks. But but that's what happened. So it's kind of funny because I destroyed her. And again, she did nothing, that kid.
Who?
Melissa.
Oh,
My first wife. She didn't drink, like a glass of wine.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
weird, right?
Regular.
It's like my wife. I'm like, wait,
Yeah.
is that a half a glass of wine on the table? She's like, yeah. You're
You
not
know,
gonna
if you don't
finish it?
finish that bottle of wine, it goes bad, right?
Yeah, that's
I don't know.
You
It
gotta
would
drink
be
the whole
opposite.
bottle.
It would be gone. It would be
You
gone.
have to drink the whole bottle. You know that, right? I used to say that. Like, you're gonna open that bottle. You're gonna finish that, right?
You gotta finish a whole bottle.
Yeah, no.
Because that goes bad. Like you only got 2 days left.
It's so
Yeah.
weird. It really is. It's,
And I don't even drink wine, but I'll finish that fucking bottle.
Yeah, oh jeez, no. Two sip
I
Sally.
think I've seen my wife drunk 3 times in 100 years. She doesn't drink. It's just weird.
So that's your. You just don't drink because you just don't drink.
Yeah.
You don't not drink because of John.
No.
No, I don't not drink because of John. I still drink. I had a cocktail this afternoon. But it's my cocktail is going to be 75 hours long. I'm not a drinker. I don't drink. No.
It's weird. How do you do that?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
They're weird.
But like it takes me
They're
3 hours
weird.
to have a sip of one. Like I don't care for it. It doesn't. It's really more of a social thing.
If your ice melts it, you're wasting that drink.
Yeah, no, my
She-
ice
she
is
waits.
always
It's
melted.
taking you so long.
It's still sitting on it's
Yeah.
still sitting there. It's like, you're not gonna finish that? Yeah.
And
whatever,
obviously,
let's
in this
go.
point, I mean, because I know it doesn't bother me now when I'm with drinking. I've been out with people over the last year or so, and I don't really give a shit if they're drinking. It doesn't bother me.
Doesn't bother me at all.
But
Yeah.
then I won't tolerate someone. See, that's a good point that you just made. I can't tolerate. There's no way I would be able to tolerate, like, for instance, my ex who drank a lot when I was trying to stay
Right.
sober.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
she
yeah,
was shit faced every day, and I'm like calling a sponsor.
Yeah,
I was at a wedding, like, she's fucking wasted. I can't have a fucking drink.
right.
And the guy's like, don't.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's like, when we're smoking, you don't want. There's no way one person could quit smoking when the other one's coming in
No.
smoking. It's the
No.
same thing. But I mean, I just.
Yeah,
She can do
I'm
whatever
just
she
not a
wants, just like
drinker,
anyone in
yeah.
the world can do whatever.
But it
But
wasn't
I mean,
because of him.
if-
I was never a drinker.
We have a guy that we met at the meetings that went away, went into inpatient, did 28 days, was dating someone who's a drinker, and then came back out and went back to her house, and I was like,
Right.
yo, is that a good idea?
Right.
In the beginning.
Like, that's not gonna help you. Like, you're not gonna, if you don't change your whole shit.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, but everything I got is invested there. Like, that's where I live. That's what, I'm like, you can't, though.
Yeah. You
You're
keep
gonna
the same
drink
circle,
again.
you're gonna go back in.
Yeah, I'll tell you. In my first month, 2 months, I wasn't going to bars.
Right.
You know, first
Right.
year, I
mean, I
wasn't
still
going to
have it,
bars.
but-
I wasn't going to bars. I was staying away. I didn't know. I finished. I don't know. I stay away. Listen, I say this all the time. You can go anywhere you want if your motives are pure.
Right.
If I have a reason to be where I'm going to go, then you go. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I'm not going to live in a bubble.
Right, no, I get it.
I have a program in my life that I can work. I have tools in my toolbox that I can work. I just, some people. I try to say that I'm in that, no matter what club, but I hope I remain in that club. I'm just not picking up, no matter what.
Right.
No matter what, I'm not picking up. Nothing is worth it. I've put it this way. I didn't get back things in sobriety. I didn't get back things. I was given new things. I was given a new life. When they say beyond your wildest dreams, at least for me, beyond my wildest dreams. I live a life beyond my wildest dreams. I never thought that my wife would wake up in the morning and go to her salon and go to, that's just weird. Like, she has a business that she drives to, and it's a brick and mortar, for crying out loud. Like, it's not, it's in some, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not something I imagined. I didn't think
Right.
that would happen.
How long you have this store?
We're 2 years.
Oh, so it's during
Yeah,
your
almost
whole
2 years.
Oh, yeah.
It started
Yeah.
after your sobriety store.
She went back to school with
There's
my
no way I could
sobriety.
have
She
had
went-
it pre-sobriety.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all this
No,
stuff
this is all
happened.
post.
That's
Again,
awesome.
and that's why I say all the time, it's the gifts of sobriety. The
Yeah,
gifts
so
of
G-
sobriety.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry to cut you off.
No,
Gina,
go
what do you do at your salon? Why
So
don't you give us a little?
I'm a holistic esthetician,
All right.
and we focus on.
That still wasn't the word I was looking for.
They'll wake you up at 3 a.m.
Yeah, babe, that was the word. Body treatment.
Maybe that's the word. It's
I'm still sick.
just not suffering.
Just not so.
Will you let your wife speak for
Oh, I'm
crying
sorry.
out
I
loud?
apologize.
I'm sorry.
No, you know what? I have to have the patience of the saint with this one.
I know.
But it,
All of us, though. We're all
yeah,
the same.
but that's okay. I let him have his moments. I'm a holistic esthetician. We focus on whole body, so I don't want to put a Band-Aid on anything that I'm doing with you. And a big part of the reason why I even did the line that we have in there was I lost my cousin to Ewing sarcoma, and 5 months from diagnosis, she passed. So at that time, God, they're going on a long time ago. It was researching new ways how to get healthy, how to, more holistic. What you're putting into your body is going to wreak havoc, or it's not. What you're putting on your skin is going to go into your body transdermally and things like that. And it was all about detoxing. So I was all up on the detoxing from jump. And now with this one,
Who, me?
this,
She's talking to you.
the love of my life over here, it's all about detoxing. It's funny, like we have like a liver cleanse. I'm like, take this, you need it.
You need this.
I'm like,
okay.
3 a day. I don't want to hear nothing about
That's
it. So things like that. So we do facials, we do waxing, we do body treatments, we do lymphatic drainage for detox. It's really interesting, actually. I'll bring this up and then I'll let you get back to it.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks. No, I'm fucking with you again. I'm sorry.
We had so we did the
She doesn't know
lymphatic
my
drainage.
humor
I
as
had
much as you do. So.
Yeah, no, not yet. We'll get there though, maybe. Maybe if you're a good boy. One of my clients, she had lost her taste and smell from COVID. So we did lymphatic drainage.
She should date Jack.
Oh, please,
Sorry.
dear God, no.
I'm just kidding. I apologize. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's all good.
Perfect match.
I can't even.
This crew right
Sorry.
here. This crew.
I don't even use.
My bad. My bad, Jack.
They didn't even have a soundboard. We've used it once.
Oh shit! I even forgot. Oh man, yeah. All right, never mind. Should have brought his name. Yeah, what were we saying? Forgot about that.
It's all good. No, just really about detoxing. You know, like there's so many. You guys, my husband has this
Excuse me.
detox mechanism that he utilizes, right? And I'm not
Okay.
going to pick up, and I'm going to go to my. But me, detoxing takes a whole nother,
Right.
you know, animal. Where now we're really actually using things that you're ingesting or things that you're doing mechanically to help detox all of those toxins that repairing the damage that you did.
Right.
In other words.
Makes sense.
So.
Yeah, apparently alcohol's not healthy for you.
No, it's not.
You think?
It might hurt. It might.
Who
hurt
knew?
the liver.
Yeah,
Who
I'm not
knew?
sure.
Apparently my liver was really suffering.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Well, you know, the telltale was the jaundice eyes.
Oh, the yellow eyes.
That was the telltale.
That's normal.
Yeah.
That's not
It's-
normal.
I know, it's just all the time. Like, my eyes are yellow. Like, who cares?
All right, cool.
That's
Maybe I
normal.
have to pee.
Yeah, start
SpongeBob, right?
floating
Like
away.
SpongeBob. I go to the bathroom.
You even start floating. That's great.
That's pretty
No,
wild.
but,
Where's your store, hon?
East Islip, Main Street, East Islip.
Okay, you're allowed to say it. And it's called.
Well, I don't. This is a
And it's
different
cold.
forum. That's not why I'm here.
Well, at least you're here. Let's hear
Well,
about
it's
it.
Bare Esthetics by Eugenia. It's Main Street, East Islip. But,
So I actually had. I have. Now I don't know words. Thanks, John.
Whoa, what did you
Thanks,
do?
John. I have.
Neuropathy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, for some reason, I guess when it was really cold last week, it was really bothering me. Like, I had to leave a meeting actually. Sometimes I get like sharp ass pain in my ankles, and like not really my feet so much because I don't really feel that.
Right.
But more in my ankles because it was spreading. But I have it under control. My diabetes is under control, so it's not getting worse, but it'll never get 100% better.
Right.
But I used your cream, and it actually helped that a lot. And
that's
I have been put on my shoulder as
amazing.
well. That you made yourself, by the way.
We
Which is pretty
did.
cool.
So we just formulated our own line, and my primary line is different. So that's more along the lines of what we use for the facials and stuff like that. They have a wellness line that I'm an authorized seller for.
Dude, she has her own line.
And I created my
That's
own line.
dude.
It's better than you having your own line.
She.
Gifts of sobriety, my
This
friends.
is what I'm saying. What I'm saying that beyond your wildest
Correct.
dreams,
Yeah.
this program allowed me to get somewhat normal because I'm still crazy,
Less selfish.
less
And
selfish,
And let your wife
And allow
spread
me to
her
be-
wings to do her
and
thing.
allow my wife to go. Dude, she literally formulated her own product line, and now is
That's awesome.
like that's beyond my wildest dreams. I don't know what else I could. How else does one describe beyond your wildest dreams? Yeah, I couldn't even imagine that kind of stuff. And that's what's the stuff that's
I think that's
really
wild.
gifts that
And
happen
it's
in
good.
this
It's
program.
good. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm glad you had relief from it. That makes
No,
me
for
so
sure.
happy.
Yeah. It's funny. Like I said, once I put it on, I didn't have like the immediate pain anymore, so it was like cool. Again, this sucks. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all due from my drinking.
Yeah, of course.
So
I have something that can maybe help with the diabetes too. And again, I'm not a
I'll try
doctor. I will not claim to
still go to
heal
my,
or cure you or do any of that.
endocrinologist.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah, I just was there. It's funny. I get a. You know what? I should.
No, I'm gonna put
I
it
should
on-
pay attention to this shit.
You should. The
But
doctor's important.
A1C, some shit.
Your
I don't know.
A1C.
Yeah, that's something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's my 3 month.
Element of P.
That's my 3 month average of my sugar levels.
Okay.
Is what that
Yeah.
stands for. So, again, I should take my sugar every day, but I don't. I used to, but I got my levels under control. My A1C dropped from a stupid amount down to like a normal human being.
That's
But
fantastic.
the reason why I'm bringing it all up because we don't have to talk about my ailments when we're talking about recovery. However,
But this is part of your recovery, so don't
Correct.
put it to the wayside.
well,
There's a lot of people who are going through, the detoxing of not using or not picking
Correct,
up or any of that,
correct.
but what's happening to your body
Well,
because
this
of
was-
those things.
These
So
things
don't.
were done for. I was not going to a doctor for 10 years, drinking a liter of
course.
vodka every day.
Yeah, yeah.
That was all contributing to my diabetes.
Of course.
So when I was told when I went into rehab,
Mm.
yo, your diabetes is crazy. I'm like, what? I don't have diabetes.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, you do.
Yeah, you
guy.
do,
You're gonna
right.
go into a diabetic coma. Your sugar's through the roof.
Wow.
They sent me to a hospital.
Wow.
Right.
But
so
when
now that
I
you got
went,
sober, now it's time to take care of your body.
well, now all of a sudden it's like fucking what an asshole I am, man.
Yeah.
I walk funny because it's for the rest of my life. You know
Aw.
what I mean? Like shit.
This is bullshit.
Drinking, but what's crazy is the reason I bring all that up is when I went into the hospital before I went into CK Post into inpatient, the hospital was like, "Yo, your liver enzymes are so through the roof. It's almost irreparable."
Yeah.
Really?
And I was like, "Really?"
Wow.
I'm like, all right. So what do we do? He's like, "Well, there's not much you can do. You probably should stop drinking." I'm like, "Well, that's why I'm here."
Right.
So, but the last test I got from my A1C,
Okay.
they do liver enzymes, and my shit is normal, like a regular,
Good.
straight up. She's like, "Wow, your
Awesome.
liver's like it never had any." I'm like, "Really?"
That's great.
Maybe I could
Well,
have
you're
a
doing
drink
stuff.
now.
Don't you dare.
No.
But that's the beauty of when you start recognizing what's going on with your body and the things that we're doing. I mean, for crying out loud, we live in Big Mac worlds.
Yeah.
And even the air that we're breathing is so toxic to our systems, and your liver is your liver is your body's filter.
Correct.
So John does heating and air conditioning, right? Can you imagine them at his company not changing the filter on their AC unit? It would be boogie black and so corroded. What are you gonna do? Now the air is not gonna filter properly. It's gonna, not come out as fast or not come out as clean.
Correct.
Your body's liver is your body's filter. Your body's filter is your body's liver. So you gotta take care of it. You gotta clean it. So you gotta detox. So it's not just detoxing by saying, "Oh, I'm gonna stop taking this drinks." It's now we gotta repair the damage that we did. How do we do that? So you do detoxing, you do, supplementation, you take a detox bath, you put some arnica gel with CBD on your leg that, and don't let the CBD scare you.
No, I'm all right.
It's medicinal CBD. But, it's there for a reason.
Can you smoke it? You can't smoke it.
No
Oh.
smoking it.
Just kidding.
No smoking it.
Smoke.
Crazy. No, so you do these things that
If
Flash ice
Brandon
system.
might,
Oh,
you
geez.
never
It's
know.
it's a lotion.
He's snorting Clorox for crying out loud.
That's unreal.
He said it last time he was on the show. He
Okay,
told us
so I
that.
guess you have a pass
We're
on
allowed
that
to.
one.
We're allowed to.
My
tell
Brandon.
us.
It was.
We don't-
Brandon, she
Oh,
was
I
Brandon.
love Brandon. You
Oh,
leave
he's
him
the best.
alone.
He spoke yesterday. That kid, you can't say enough about that kid because
Yeah, he's a good
like
boy.
inspirational to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He's
He's got a great
solid,
energy about him.
crazy.
He has a good energy about
Good
him
kid,
and a heart
really
of gold.
good kid.
Yeah.
He cares
He
about.
does.
He's a. I got a soft spot for Brandon.
Yeah,
Like,
me
so
too.
I see Brandon, in the mix with everybody, right? I'll be
Yeah.
at a meeting with John, or I'll, stop by the house. He's with someone else, and we'll just bullshit for 5 minutes. It was when we did the show. So I drove him home. He's like, "Do you mind if we stop at Qdoba?"
Aw.
I'm like, "Oh yeah, you're hungry." No
Yeah,
worries."
yeah,
So we stopped.
aw.
So we hung out for a little while,
Yeah.
and he was just like, "Hey man, it's really cool you asked me to." I'm like, "Bro, I know I asked you because it's cool that you would do it for us."
Aw.
And he's like, "No, I really like hanging out with you, man."
He's just
Brandon.
so grateful.
Yeah,
He's a
he
good
is.
boy.
And
Yeah.
he's like, he plays with things in his mind and
Yeah.
Yeah.
talks himself out. He's got, yeah, he knows what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah,
good
he's a
dude.
good boy. I like
It's
Brandon a lot.
when you see like even last, again, I was heavily against. Well, I didn't want to be thrown up with AA in
Right.
the beginning.
I don't
but
think
it's-
anybody does.
Correct. And then now it's like it's not even. Now it's just part of my routine.
Yeah,
it's not
of
a
course.
thing.
Mhm.
But you do focus now. I mean, I don't know how you are. Obviously, you got so much more time than I do. But like you notice, like, yeah, that guy's struggling, or that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah, yeah.
Like, oh, this guy's got it going on.
Because
This guy
you're
knows what he's
looking through a
talking about.
different set of lenses.
It's
Yeah.
odd how that happens. Like even I have
It
a
does-
sponsee.
Yeah.
someone
Yes,
Charlie.
congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Moving on up.
And I spoke to him today, and it was like, all right.
That's huge, by the way. Do you realize how big that is?
You know, it's the way it happened. So I told John already. I'm like, I'll help everybody all they want, but I'm not doing that.
To make it official.
Yeah, I just wouldn't do it. And the way, long story short, the kid was struggling a month ago or so, probably a little longer, maybe.
Yeah, about a month ago.
Month and a half ago.
Back in November.
And I was like, yo, you got, we'll get to a meeting.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, this was on a Wednesday. I said, Friday, there's a meeting at, this house,
So-and-so,
in
right.
Bayshore, go. I'll be there. And then, I don't know, we were at a meeting on Thursday, and I don't know what the topic was. And I'm like, hey, I just feel good helping other people like this. Oh, so the kid texted me while I was at that meeting on Thursday.
Right.
Hey, tomorrow, right? 7 o'clock? Yeah, see you tomorrow at 7. While someone was speaking about, I think being a sponsor, it was some along the lines of helping others. Or maybe we were talking about one step or something.
It was actually on. It was a step meeting because I chaired it. And
It
it was
was- oh,
step
okay.
12.
Oh, that's what.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So I ended up sharing. I'm like, oh, this kid reached out to me to come to. As I'm sharing, the fucking kid walked into the meeting,
Wow.
and I'm like, that's him right there.
Hey, I know
What
that
the
guy.
fuck is he doing here?
Yeah. Oh.
Because he just texted me about coming tonight.
Yeah,
After.
the follow. Yeah,
Right.
the follow.
And I was
yeah.
like, holy shit, the kid just walked. So, in speaking with him a couple of times after that, he's a young kid. He's 21, I think, or maybe 22.
Blows my mind.
Every time I see him on Wednesdays, I go to a group meeting on Wednesdays, and he's one of the guys there. I don't go every Wednesday, but I try to go there. And it's really for him. But every time I see him in the hallway before he's like, always like, yo, Charlie,
Right.
what about this? And I'm like, oh, well, my sponsor says you should.
Right.
I don't know, you want to stay sober, go to fucking meetings.
Meeting makers make it.
Read the book, big book. Stick with the winners. I don't know. You know what I mean? Don't drink and go to meetings. I don't know.
Don't drink and go to meetings.
So like everything, I'm just like I'm spewing shit at the kid in the hallway, and then like last Wednesday, he's like, "Hey, can you sponsor me?" I'm like in the group.
Right.
I was like, "What, me?"
Spot.
So again, I'm like,
from
I
last
haven't done that yet. I promised myself I wouldn't do that. That's exactly what I said to him. I said, he's like, I don't know. I talked to you about. He lives with his parents.
Right.
My parents think you're, because I bring you up
Good
a lot,
for
and
me.
my parents think you're inspirational to me. I'm like, I don't even know your parents.
Aw, but what a beautiful gift.
So so of course I was like, you know what? Let's do this.
Yeah.
If you think I can help you, anything I can do. I'll help you.
Absolutely. You never
So-
know where that help's going to come from. And
That's
he,
pretty wild.
for
shit.
whatever reason, has a great connection with you, and that's a beautiful thing.
So
But I
cool,
didn't think much about it until I talked to these numbskulls after the fact. I'm like, I guess it isn't. I mean, again, and and that was the other thing too. I'm like, I'll do it, but you don't tell anyone. You don't tell anyone I'm your sponsor.
Mum is the word.
I'm not sponsoring anybody else. None of your friends and all that.
None of your friends.
Yeah, it was
But
pretty
that's a beautiful thing. It really is, because
You're not telling anyone.
it's a different
My-
level.
yeah.
It's a different level of sobriety when it's you going through the steps by yourself, and then when
Well,
by yourself with your sponsor.
Yeah, okay.
Then when you're showing somebody else, because now you're redoing the whole
You
book.
sure you haven't
And-
gone through this program? You know a lot about it.
I'm very
It's because
observant.
of this guy, I'm assuming.
I pay attention.
I'm very open with my wife.
No,
She
yeah,
has
you
to
should
be. If I wanted the sniff test to go away, I wanted all that stuff to go away. After about, I don't know, 2 months, 3 months, maybe she doesn't realize she doesn't know that I knew, but she would start to kiss me again. Obviously, we weren't really smoochy when I first came into the program, so she would start to kiss me. But when she would lean in for a kiss, she would always go to smell my breath to see
Yeah.
like if I was drinking, to see if the liquor. Dude, I took the midnight meeting commitment very early in my sobriety. I've been chairing that meeting for over 3 years. So
At the midnight You've been doing that long?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
3
Yeah.
years. So here I am for, coming home at 2 a.m. She was smelling my breath, trust me.
On a Saturday night.
I'm telling her I'm going to these meetings. I remember when I first started getting sober, she was like, hey, how long do you have to go to those meetings for? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know. Babe, some of these guys got like 40 years. I don't know.
That's weird. So, by the way, you said sniff test. I was dating a girl for 8 months. Her sniff test was a lot different than the one you
Oh, yeah, no. It's not that sniff test.
Yeah, I was like, what? Wait,
No.
what's going on here?
No.
I'm
It's
kidding.
nerve-wracking for us because...
well, hold on. I'm going to back up for a sec. So how was it in your eyes when I first came in? Like, what were you thinking? What were you going through?
Well, of course, there's that fear. I feel like I was always waiting for the ball to drop.
Yeah, see?
Because
Well, yeah,
for a
I would
long
imagine.
time, I didn't know who was walking in the door.
Gotcha.
Is my husband walking in the door? Is that guy walking in the door? Or is it going to be this other guy? I never knew
What other guy?
who I was going to get.
Jesus, John, relax.
There's
You were drunk a lot, John.
multiple personalities here. And it was tough, in the beginning. I didn't know who I was going to get prior to his sobriety. So now with him being sober, there was still like that. And then again, back to what I was saying earlier, like I needed these answers. I needed answers.
Right.
Until I realized that I really didn't need the answers. I just needed to feel blessed with the day that I had today. My husband is sober. My husband didn't come home drunk. My children actually want to say hello to him.
Oh.
They're not running from him, they're running to him. And there's all these things. Well, why am I going to bring up the past? But it was...
Because you're a woman?
Oh,
sorry.
absolutely.
Never
Listen.
mind, I'm kidding.
No, that's very
sorry,
valid.
Barbara.
That's a valid thing because your emotions, both of you, and all
Men in general.
you have this whole different outlook on there. We need answers. We need to feel special and loved and whatever, all of our, lady qualities, if you will. And we need to know, why did you do that? But it wasn't until the day that I said to myself, after having read the chapter, the wife's
Two
chapter,
wives.
the
To
two
the
wives,
wives, yeah.
shit, I really need to just let this play out and see where this is going to take me. I don't want to harp on the past. I got to give him the benefit of the doubt. They might be small moves because we need big change right now. I can promise you, anybody listening, there's no big change happening right now. But if you're patient and you let him, whoever the non-sober person is in your life, man, woman, whatever, child, just let them do what they got to do. And all good things will come. You just have to give patience a chance.
Well, that's
Time. Give time.
lucky enough to have that on your side, too.
Yeah, it's not easy.
I mean, again,
See, Bill Dubs had a whole chapter.
I mean, I'm
It's called
older
Two
than
Wives.
John, so I went through it a little bit longer, and I ran my the extreme
Yeah.
longer and harder. I
Yeah.
would say,
We all get
but with
here at
certain
different
things.
levels.
I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know.
No,
I don't know
absolutely.
all of John's. Did you? So you?
And now's the time. Do you want to know something? Now's the time.
Yeah,
of all
I'm
life
gonna ask
for my wife.
so you, when you decided that was it, this one and done drink thing. Did you try this prior
No.
at all?
No.
No.
All right, so it was this. All right,
Yeah,
so you didn't have the. So you didn't have the experience. The reason why I ask is that because you didn't have the experience of, oh, he tried this shit already.
No.
And it doesn't work. You know what I mean?
No, there were these conversations like, oh, I know I'm drinking a little too much, and I'm gonna slow down.
Right. I mean, I know you've said that in meetings. That,
Yeah.
You know, you had your one.
My wife
day.
would say, "Oh, we're going to this party. Maybe you don't drink so much." And then before the guests get there, it's like, "I'm going back to the liquor store."
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Of course.
I thought you were going to drink. So
I was cleaning the barbecue.
Yeah.
It's my day off.
No, he's never
That's what I would
looked
do.
at a barbecue.
Like, what do you mean? Well, I was outside cleaning the barbecue. You're going. It's 11.
Right.
You're gonna be here at 1.
Yeah.
I'd be sleeping on my couch by the
Just
time
fill
everyone
the
got there.
coolers. Just fill
Yeah.
the coolers up.
If my guy didn't call, if my guy didn't answer me back, I'd be sleeping. But when the party started,
Right.
sleeping alone, had a long night.
You'd be good.
No, but there was never that back and forth.
Well, that's what I was saying. I mean, because that's got to be heavily
Oh, I would imagine.
hard on people too. Like, all right,
Absolutely.
how many times this guy?
How many times
I
are you
mean,
gonna
we've discussed
fail?
this on the show before about. I mean, even Joe has been to rehab six times.
Right. Well, because you lose faith. And I think even still, so back to answer your question earlier about how I felt in the beginning.
Right.
You know, it's, even though there wasn't that time prior to that, that you know, you're off, you're on, you're off, you're on, you're off, you're on.
Right.
There was still that question of faith. Like, do I have the faith in him that he's going to be?
Correct.
Hence the smell test, hence the, you know, the reluctancy to give in, you know, to allow him to do what he's got to do in the middle of the night.
She didn't hound me.
I didn't.
I think it was so far at the end where, you know, we were gonna get divorced.
Yeah,
she was
I was
already
done.
kicking me out. It was, I think she was like, when she read the chapter or whatever it is, God touched her, whatever it was, she just said, if he's, I guess she was like, if he's serious, let me go see if he can do this. And I was serious.
Right.
I for the first time in my life realized I had this problem and I wanted it solved. You know, I wanted it solved. I don't want to live like this anymore. It was that simple for me. I don't want to live, and that's one thing that really, like, it pulls on my heartstrings. When I see guys that's like all of a sudden they start to do good, and then it's like they're messing up again. Like, they're not going to meetings, they're not getting involved. It's like, don't you remember what it was like? Don't you remember your mother crying or your wife crying or the fighting and or maybe it wasn't that bad. I don't know, but for me it was. Damn right it was that bad. When, you know, I remember one time she parked behind me so I couldn't leave.
They hid your
And
keys.
She hid my keys,
Ooh.
so I
That
literally.
would not have gone over.
Oh,
well
it
in my
you don't
house.
even know.
No, the cops were there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I literally took everything. I rearranged my house.
Gotcha.
Rearranged drawers were thrown
Put it
against
nicely.
walls. Like, rearranged the house to the
He
point
never
like,
did find them, though.
the cops came. And the
I
cops
was
were like,
good.
"What is this?" And I'm like, my keys," you know. And but
Where you going, guy?
yeah, where you going,
exactly.
you know, dude? I've had the cops drop me off at the bar. Drop me off at the bar
Why?
because you're getting out of your house. I'm like, I'm not going.
Oh.
To
to get you out of your house. I got you.
and took me to the bar.
I got you.
And like,
got
just
you, got
stay
you.
here.
Like, whatever, dude.
Yeah, like, just stay here. Like, it was that bad. That wasn't fun. None of that was fun. And no, it wasn't fun, man. The consequences were enough for me. I was done. I surrendered. My sponsor, Billy's always telling me, throw your hands up, put your hands up in the air, and surrender. You lost.
Yeah.
You lost. Surrender. You lost, bro. You lost the battle, but you can win the war. Just surrender. Give up.
Yeah.
You're fighting this battle. That's alcohol. You're fighting this battle. There's no battle to be fought. You can't win it.
See, I will say this about you. You get very passionate about. How do I? So, I guess because you've been doing this longer, but you see a pattern, and sometimes I'm like, all right, so fucking, it's all right. The guy missed the meeting. Relax.
Yeah.
But you're like very passionate about it. Like, no, that's just the fucking first step. And then he's gonna stop doing this. Then he's gonna stop doing that. And sure as shit, he's right.
Yeah.
Normally, and it's just like, oh, but you know, also, I mean, you know, we got friends that are going through a bunch of shit. So all right, but they still find their way to a meeting.
Certain guys learn that. Certain guys are combative. I'm not going to say names. Certain guys, like even that you know that I
Yeah, of
sponsor,
course.
they're going to go to a meeting regardless. They're going to a meeting. Things are going along. Death happens. Issues happen at home. Whatever.
Correct.
They go to a meeting, which is what you want. You want that drilled in your head. That's a safe place for you to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's a safe place for you to go. You can go there. You can talk to your home group. You can vent to another addict because that's what we have to do.
What keeps it
And then
fresh.
there are other guys
Yeah.
that just, you know, they think they're cured. They got their graduation ticket, and then they're gone. And listen, it says it. I can only tell you my experience, and it's very sad, and I can cry over it. Most of us are going to die.
Right.
Okay? Then out of that few that don't, we're the ones filling up the jails, the institutions. That's us.
Right.
You
No,
know, so
I
like
get it.
the real person. I'm not here to loiter. I'm not here to play around. I'm the biggest clown you've ever met. I like to joke around and mess around.
Of course,
You're
no,
not
I
a
get it.
lot, but when it comes down to my sobriety, God, sobriety, and everything else.
It's first. And I get it. Good.
But it's not only first; it's first for everything.
Yes.
So, you have these, and again, I don't want to.
Just say it.
I mean, he said it before. My sobriety, my family. Like, he said that before.
Oh no, absolutely. But
because
it wasn't
you don't have
easy.
these other things without that.
Absolutely, but it wasn't easy as a normie to accept having to take a back seat to 100%. The sobriety until you realize that the only reason why you're even in the car is because of the sobriety.
100%.
I'll gladly
take a back seat. You are number one, but
in order for her to be number one, I have to put this number one.
Right, yeah.
No, I mean,
and again,
understood.
I'm happy to do it because if he wasn't sober, we wouldn't be where we are.
So can I tell you a few things about AA? So people that go to AA have zero concept of time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot, are we?
So no.
Oh.
So my point is like, if you I'm going to a 10 o'clock. I'm going to an 11 o'clock meeting. I'll be home at 12. No. They hang out in the parking lot for fucking 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Or might stick around for another meeting. Something.
Exactly.
You could ask him.
All these guys are hilarious. Jack.
Yeah.
Oh, what time are you gonna be there? All right, so I'm going to see my son at 5:30. I'll see you at 6. How are you gonna see me at 6? Your son's 5 towns over.
Yeah.
You guys don't know the concept. And then we'll be at the I'll be at the meeting. Oh, I'm going to a 6 o'clock meeting. I'll see you at 7. No, you're leaving at 7,
right.
And you won't be home till 7:30. So I don't know. That's one thing that makes me laugh.
It's really funny.
You always leave early to go to the meeting because
Yeah.
you get your coffee and everything else.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
But yeah,
What time's your meeting? 7:30. I'm like, it's 5. Why are you leaving?
Billy used to always. It was Billy. Billy did that to me. Billy's like, all right, come scoop me up at like 6:45. I'm like, we're going to the pit, right? It starts at 7:30. So 45 minutes. We live 5 minutes. It's like, yeah, the meeting before the meeting. It's like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, you end up talking more. Yeah,
because
that's what
Billy's
happens.
always say the real meeting is before the meeting and the real in the after.
But it does make me laugh
at
at meetings. Like, it's just an hour of your day. It's really not an hour of your day.
No. Well, for guys who are really, I mean, I say guys, but you know what I mean.
No,
I don't want
I
to.
understand.
But for guys who are really working the program, it's part of the process.
Of course,
because you're going to say things maybe before or after that you wouldn't necessarily have time to, especially when you get some guys up there that just rattling on and on and on about nothing that is pertinent to anything anybody's talking about.
Kind of had it last night a few times.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus.
I've been privy to those as well. Listen, and they had to get what they had to get off their chest, and
Correct.
God bless them. But, at the end of the day, it's like, I didn't get what I needed out of that. I'm going to have to go talk to my boy.
Yeah, there you go.
And I understand that as the person sitting at home waiting for him to come home, or usually, let's be real, I'm sleeping.
Especially him, too. He's also the taxi
mayor.
cab as well. You know what I mean? He's got to
Yeah.
pick everyone up.
But I champion him. I don't ever give him crap about it.
No,
And I
she
can't,
was
because like I
supportive.
said, at the end of the day, if he wasn't sober, we wouldn't be where
Right,
we
no,
are.
And again, this didn't happen in 2 days.
No.
It didn't happen in
no.
2 weeks. It didn't happen in 2 months.
Right,
this
right,
took
yeah.
time.
Right.
I took I had a good sponsor that told me to just shut my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Just shut your mouth. Because you deserve everything. It wasn't all peaches and cream. Like, I had to, but I didn't, when I would come home and she would be a little agitated with me or something, I would just shut my mouth. I'm sorry.
Yeah, of course.
I'm sorry.
Until I understood.
Until she understood. Again, this is just a learning process. We had to move on. Because you get guys with the egos that are, well, I'm not willing to get sober. I'm like, dude, you have 2 months, bro.
Yeah.
You were using for 20 years. Do you think maybe you caused your wife to be that way?
Right.
Yeah, you think your wife of 20 years is going to go,
Oh, Nat, look.
oh, shit, you didn't drink this weekend?
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right, you got to give it time.
Yeah, no,
You
I
got,
get
and as long as you keep you might not see the light at the end of the tunnel, but I promise you, there's a light there. I promise you. Just if you don't believe it, just believe that I know it, and just listen to me. I'm telling you, there's a prize at the end of the light at the end of the tunnel.
100%.
That's how I try to get through to a lot of the guys that I talk to.
It's not easy,
You
though,
can't see
especially
it when
when
you're
you're
so
in
far
it.
down. You can't see. I didn't think. She would be banging on car windows as I'm in the parking lot. And I'm in my car in the bar parking lot at 3 a.m. She'd be banging on my window because I'm passed out in the car. Like, this is where I came from.
Right.
That's not where I am today.
Right.
It just took time.
Of course.
It just took time.
And people have to realize that, like, especially now. I notice now, like this last 2 weeks. Again, I said, I was like not happy about the holiday, but I still did my thing.
Yeah.
People, I see a lot of people slipping, and not slipping. I shouldn't say that because I don't know if they're using, but they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing right.
Following the steps.
They isolate. They don't go to meetings.
And all of a sudden, but it's all, and it's weird. I saw 4 or 5 guys that we're close with, all doing the same thing. Like, wait, he's not. Why aren't you going to a meeting?
Right.
Well, why are you doing this? What happened now? Why do you know what I mean? But they're all doing the same thing. I guess holidays hit people differently. Like I said, I just drank. Listen, I just drank.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll get whatever the fuck you need done eventually. Eventually. You know what I mean? I'll get it done. What do you need me to do? Okay. You want me to help you move that couch? Fine. I'll be there Friday. When I show up Sunday, I'll help you move the fucking couch. But I'll be there.
Sunday.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I got this.
But it was always, I get it. Like you, but once I stopped drinking, now it's just not my thought process is completely different. I'm not saying I'm different than anybody else. I'm not saying I'm better than anybody else. This is harder. It hits different people at different levels.
Different way, yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm also 49 years old and was doing it for. Again, I keep using the death of Michelle as my turning point, but I was drinking well beyond before that. She again, I think I said this to you recently. I remember her saying, "Do you need that drink?" I remember she was big into Disney. We went down we were in that stupid island where you go drinking at night.
Epcot.
Oh no.
Paradise Island.
Yeah, something like yeah.
And she's like, all right, let's go back to home. We're going, we got a long day tomorrow. I'm like, okay, let me just finish this drink. You know what? Can you pour me one more? Can I get it to go cup?
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
You start to remember the more.
You need that drink. But she never broke my balls about it. But again, we were younger, and we were together probably 2 years. Just got engaged. So she was putting up with something, and I'm assuming she wouldn't think that it was going to be an entire life of this.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? So, obviously it wasn't for her, but I always use that turning point, like, that's when maybe. Yeah. Maybe at that time I started drinking more for a period of time.
Right.
It was never normal.
But then it just, I never, again, and I've said this a million times in the past, and I've said this to John, people use trauma as a big trigger.
Right.
You don't have to.
Exactly.
Like and you're lying if you're saying that that's the case. Again, something happened to you in your childhood. Fine, you think about it, you drink. Don't tell me you've been drinking 30 years because of that.
Right.
You're not.
Yeah, no.
Now it's just normal,
about choices.
And you're just gonna.
Right. It's the habit. It's the choice. It's the habit and the choice. But you could choose to go, sit in the jacuzzi.
Correct.
You could choose to go for a walk.
Like I said in the past,
yeah.
you could have been in a car with your entire family and everyone died in a car crash, God forbid. And you could not be an alcoholic or an addict. Right. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean
listen, we all
everyone had trauma.
Of course.
No one used drugs and alcohol to get over trauma.
Right. So. I won't get too much into it, but I've had traumatic things happen in my life too.
Everyone has, of course.
Everybody has. It's how you deal with it and how you choose to either let it control you or you try to control
100%.
it. It's going to be what's...
when people
say,
let go and let God.
I wasn't really liked as a kid. But me neither.
I think it's just it's laying dormant in your brain. Like if you're an addict, I really feel like you're born that way.
I think you're right.
And it's just laying there and it's waiting. And then if you are this thing called an alcoholic or an addict, when you do see that is a solution, the drugs and alcohol, because it was my solution for a long time. It stopped the chaos in my brain.
My wheels always turn.
Yeah.
Momentarily.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
Right. But it also at the same time makes it worse.
Oh, it was always only temporary.
Right.
Oh, of course.
Right.
Yeah. It wasn't a permanent solution, clearly. Yeah. Is that what you...
No, but I'm saying so now...
She's so silly.
No, for instance, with you getting on a plane. If you're... Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm just saying, when you whatever.
Wait, what just happened?
I don't know. I don't know what she's saying.
I'm saying
Are
that
you
when
scared to get on planes, John?
No, I'm trying to get what
when
she's
you're
saying.
when you're drinking, it makes you more paranoid than if you weren't drinking. But you're going to the drink thinking that it's going to solve your paranoia, but in reality, it made it worse.
I don't.
My situation was I'd always be thinking about shit that bothered. I could be thinking about an ex-girlfriend before my fucking wife, and be like, I really fucked that relationship up, blah, blah. Like stupid shit, like
Yeah,
thinking
yeah.
about stuff that. What are you even thinking about this shit for 15 years ago? For one night, I don't know, maybe I heard a song or something,
Right.
and I had to drink to shut my brain off to sleep. I would stay up all night thinking about stupid shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And until I got peace inside myself, I just fucking go to sleep. I fall asleep in 5 minutes. I've never fell asleep in 5 minutes my entire life. And now it's like I'm out, lights off, bing.
Yeah.
I'm out.
I can lay down. I like to put music or something in my head like that.
Yeah.
I have noise in the
Yeah,
background
and then
too.
I can close my eyes and I can go to sleep.
Yeah, me too.
It takes me some time. Gina, I'm like, she'll like lean over. Okay, babe, I love you. I'm like, whoa, is she sleeping? Did her head even hit the pillow?
That's awesome.
I'm not that quick. But I never went to bed. I always had to pass out.
No, me too.
I was too scared to go to bed. I was too, whatever, the mind couldn't shut down. So I just drank myself until I passed out.
I just read, so I watch, me and John talk about this a couple times. So I'll watch like Friends.
Yes.
Or
I love
Seinfeld.
Friends,
Or
yeah.
something that I've seen, like,
A
I don't
bazillion
have
times.
to see.
To
I'm
know,
listening to
right?
it. I
So you
what's
know the
going on.
picture in
I
your
even know
mind.
the next line. And
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. You know what I mean? But I just read that that's someone with anxiety, someone that watches the same shit over and over, knowing the outcome of the show.
Yeah.
Is someone with anxiety. I just read this
It's
recently.
someone who has
With anxiety because you're at peace because you know what's
You
going
know what's
on
going to
on the
happen.
show.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you're slowing your brain down.
That's really funny.
Like that's like a self-medicating way of bringing it, which I never thought I was anxious, but then now I think about it, I used to have panic attacks one time too, so
Yeah, me
which
too.
I don't either. But.
Yeah, I haven't had a panic attack. I had a mild one 2 years ago when Billy died, but that was it. That was the last panic attack I had. And even before that, it was a couple of years. I used to sleep in hospital parking lots because I thought I was having a heart attack. That's how bad it was.
Oh, I definitely felt like I was having a heart attack
Yeah.
before, but panic attacks where I couldn't breathe for like a 10-minute thing.
Yeah.
They used to happen a lot.
Oh, it didn't last for 10 minutes. It lasted for hours.
Oh, mine would last like 10 minutes.
Oh
15
no,
minutes.
it was.
And then I'd be like,
I would literally fall
they
asleep.
gave me
in
a
the parking lot.
thing too. I was doing one of those.
The hell's that thing?
So like one of those
the
inhaler
inhalers,
things.
yeah.
For anxiety or for panic attack? Oh,
Just
for
to get
your.
you
It's
breathing
an
a little
inhaler
bit.
with albuterol, so it
Yeah,
opens
to
up the
get you
bronchial.
breathing
Yeah.
a little bit, and then. Well, they also try to give me Medicaid. That's another thing too. I'm a belligerent alcoholic. I will drink a bottle of vodka that's under my seat in my car for 2 weeks in August. I'll take it out and drink that. But take aspirin? No, I'm not putting that shit in my body. I'll buy a bag of blow from a guy that has dirty hands and shit. But I wouldn't.
I'm not doing that.
I'm not taking painkillers. People get hooked on that shit. Swear to God. I never. I one time took. I think it was a dentist.
Keep judging.
Gave me, whatever the fuck. What's the big painkiller?
Gabapentin?
Oxy?
Or
Like
Oxy?
oxys I got from I think a dentist.
Yeah. Vicodin.
And Vicodin might have been.
Vicodin,
It was.
yeah.
I took one. I was like, yo, this shit is. Tore my stomach up. I
Yeah.
felt like shit. I was like, I don't know how people do this shit. Where's my vodka? Where's my Adderalls?
Oh, jeez.
I gotta crush my Adderalls. Yeah.
Oh, my
No,
God.
it's so weird. The one thing I never got into painkillers. I just
Yeah.
never was my thing because it just made me feel like shit. I never smoked pot either, really, to be honest with you.
Okay. You didn't try that crap. It's all
Yeah, that's
garbage.
one last
But
thing.
you can't.
Well,
Well,
that's
if pot was never my problem, John, can I smoke?
Your
No.
problem was always Charlie.
Exactly. Doesn't Ray? Well, the first name is okay. What does Ray say when he introduces himself in meetings? I'm an alcoholic and Ray's my problem.
And raise my problem. Raise my problem.
That's pretty.
He's cool. I like him. He's a good dude.
They're all good dudes.
You get a lot of, listen, we're I say all the time, we're the land of misfit toys. We all were just broken, and but we all find a purpose, you know.
Gina, Eugenia.
Eugenia, Gina.
Well, he kept saying Gina, so.
Eugenia. I get it all. I don't care what you call me as long as you call.
You got a website, or what's your phone number to the salon? Come on, plug yourself a little
I'm
bit.
gonna plug myself. That's not what this forum's about.
No, but do it, because people in recovery trying to clear
We
themselves
do,
up.
it's a really nice way to just detox your body, and I say it all the time, on my Instagram page or whatever, that 90% of the things that are ailing you are from some sort of inundation of toxins that you're having.
Alcohol,
Whether that be
drugs.
alcohol, drugs, right? Or even
You
just
gotta worry about what the fuck you eat nowadays.
that's what I said, the Big Mac
Yeah.
world. We live in Big Mac world, so to be able to
It sounds yummy.
to know that there's a that
Hey,
there's a
there's a
detox way. That
McDonald's right near us. There's fucking 100 cars in the parking lot anytime you pass.
Anytime you pass it.
24
and
hours
it's
a day.
terrible. It's
24
terrible.
hours. It's a gold mine, that right now.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But it's just so sad. Like if you look at other countries, there are ingredients in more than half the crap that we're eating and consuming and drinking, whatever, that are banned in other countries. Yeah. It's like, but why do we allow it? Why are
Because
we allowing
it's
it?
all about money.
It's all about
Big
money.
pharma,
It's all about money.
FDA.
Yeah, so
But
the big.
that's a whole nother episode.
That's another podcast.
That's another.
All you have to
another
worry about
episode
is
for another
don't
day.
drink, go to
Yeah.
meetings,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
you'll be
Don't drink
okay.
and go to meetings.
That's
Yeah,
simple.
but no, we do detox stuff. Esthetics by Eugenia.com.
Awesome. What's the phone number at your shop?
631-650-5445. And I'm always available.
Mention
Even
this
if you just
podcast. You
wanna-
get a facial for $6. No.
$6, yeah. $6.
I'm kidding.
Dude, there's a
No,
podcast
definitely.
right there.
I know people that in our group that
Yep.
go to your shop.
Yeah, they do.
They love your.
They
They love
do.
your place.
I have a lot of you guys. And I'm blessed to be able to offer help. There was one of the guys, I don't want to say his name, but one of the...
Describe them.
Don't describe him.
No, I'm not going to describe
One of the
him.
guys. Go ahead. See this guy.
He's so damn cute. I love him to pieces. He calls me Dr. G because I just help him so much. And my heart couldn't be more full to be able
That's
to give
awesome.
that back. And just to say, you're welcome. My pleasure. I really and truly just care.
So I have an awkward thing about your shop. So the first time I met you, I was in your shop. John was trying to fix the heat, I think.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, just stand near this. Just stand near this thermostat and just tell me, shut it off or turn it on or whatever the fuck he was making me do via phone." So you had like customers there and all like tranquil music, like, "All right, everyone relax. Hey, shut the fan off. Is it blowing?" I'm like, "John, shut up. There's people."
I'm next to a client.
It's really funny.
Do you
and-
feel the heat? Yeah. I was like, yeah.
I actually had, it's really funny, I had that particular client, I'm not going to say who, obviously, but make comments about that and how that person's no longer going to come because
I was in
they
the
were
hallway.
so uncomfortable with, and I said, it wasn't my fault. I had a mechanical issue, and unfortunately, my HVAC people were here, like, you could freeze, or I could fix it for you. You had the option to change the appointment. I would have given you a discount.
Oh, yeah,
Some are
no.
sicker than others.
Some are sicker than others. It's
I'm
fine.
trying to be quiet, John.
I know.
Go in the bathroom. See if you feel it. I'm 5'7", asshole. I can't reach the ceiling. Stand on the toilet. No, I'm only kidding. Anyway,
Pretty
That was
accurate, I'll be
awesome.
honest.
That was
Pretty
awesome.
accurate.
Pretty accurate.
It's windy. We're on a roof,
Yeah.
So I'm like,
and calling on the cell phone. No, I know.
Charlie.
No, it's all good. It's all good. But yes, outside of that, it's supposed to be a nice, serene
Oh, no,
environment.
it was very serene. I was falling asleep waiting for John.
hey, he's like, John, can you keep it down? I'm trying to take a nap here.
No, but seriously, all kidding aside.
The best was the best was me, John, and Jackie. Like, yeah, John, take Jack upstairs. Leave this one. Because she already knew Jack's a pain in the ass.
so good.
That was great. Yeah, you should leave this one.
All kidding aside, though. All kidding aside. Yeah,
Sorry.
you.
Sorry.
You got to get in there. I'd love to have you come in. My treat.
Absolutely, I'll be in. Thank you so much for coming on. It's
Oh,
good to
thank you
hear
for having
from the Normie perspective.
Normie.
Yeah.
Especially see if this guy's full of shit or not. Too, so to
No,
speak.
he's the best. I'll keep
Awesome.
him around.
Program of honesty.
John, you got anything, sir? Close out? Anything? No, something?
We do recover, baby. See?
You do. Just,
See?
I
Just
hope-
give time.
Absolutely.
time
I hope
time.
everyone had a safe New Year's.
yes.
and,
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. All right, guys. We're signing off. Have a good one. We'll talk to you next week.
Later.
Bye.
Ciao.